Hi, Matt with etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the DMOS Stealth Shovel Mount. Now this is going to be a great accessory just to make getting your shovel a little bit easier to access. So let's check it out. So if you use your stealth shovel a lot, you probably know trying to reach into your back storage area, whether it be on your truck or on a different vehicle, can be a little bit much, because if you have a lot of other gear, you might have to sort through it. And again, you're going to be having to reach into somewhere. As opposed to this is just going to be mounted to the side of your vehicle. Now it can mount in some other ways too. You can also mount it to your roof rack or to your spare tire area. But that's just a couple ways you can mount this. We'd love to see how you're mounting it in either a picture or a comment to see what your setup looks like. But today we are going to be mainly talking about what it's going to be like to actually use this. Afterwards, we're going to be talking about how it's going to be installed on your setup. And then finally, I'll give you my final thoughts. So again, this is going to be designed to work with the DMOS Stealth Shovel. Now, there are going to be some other mounts just in case you have a different shovel from DMOS. They also have a universal one, and that will work with this too. But I like this mount for this one specifically a little bit more because when you put it up here, is one, it's just going to be easier, and two, it's just going to look nicer too. Now the way this is going to be held in place is, I lift this up, you're going to have the door on the front of it, but what's mainly holding it on there are going to be these two clamps. Let me get this out of the way. It does a really good job at holding it. As you can hear, that made a lot of noise just taking it off. What's happening here is we're going to have a clamp on either side. This is giving you a lot of tension when this is sitting on here. I do have to push on it a bit. So that actually just gives me more peace of mind when I am driving on the road. And it's nice that it barely moves. Really the only thing that moves is going to be the components of the shovel, but that connection point between the shovel and the mount itself, you don't really get any rattling. And what I like about this door is it holds itself up, so you don't have to come over here, hold the door, and take it off. So I like that this has a little bit more tension to it. And underside of it, we're going to have some foam seals. So that's going to do two things for us. The more minor thing it's going to do for us is make sure we don't scratch anything up. As a shovel, you're probably going to get it scratched up from using it. What it's mainly going to be doing for us though, is once we kind of put this down and clamp it into place, this is giving you extra pressure. And I know earlier when I was talking about the components of the shovel are kind of loose together, this is going to take that out, making sure we're really getting no movement at all. That's just going to make your riding experience a little bit nicer. On the way down here, I really didn't hear anything, so that is nice. You're also going to get this pin that just goes in the very front of this and secures it down this way. There's another extra security feature there. Now you actually can get a regular lock to put on the very end of this if you want that extra security. So let's go over what it's going to be like to install this on your setup. So everyone's going to be a little bit different. The biggest thing to take away from this is you're probably going to have hardware specific to your setup. So whether that be your molly panel, your roof rack, or your spare tire area, I had to source some hardware that was just a little bit shorter because the molly panel on here is pretty thin. But it's going to be the same process essentially for each one, where you're going to have the mount itself on the very outside. You're going to have the hardware, your bolts and washers, go through and then connect to the other side, the back side, with some plates. Now these plates will be topped off with a nut on the other side to secure this down. So in my opinion, I think this is going to be almost a must if you do decide to go with this DMOS Stealth Shovel. Now if you have a bunch of their other shovels too, and you don't have any mount quite yet, then the universal one is nice, so it's going to work with all of them. But this one here, it just looks the nicest out of all of them, and it's just going to make accessing your shovel a little bit easier than trying to get into the back of your storage area. But of course, if you guys have any other questions, please let us know here at etrailer. Again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.